Alright. It is 1:30 a.m. and it is 1:30 a.m. on Saturday. And the reason that I'm doing it this late is because I was at SmackDown today. I'm wearing my Roman Reigns shirt, so I attended that, so I couldn't get this done until now after the event. So I'm back home now. And I got all my my notes ready for this event. This is this one's probably gonna be quick. It's 1:30 a.m. I do gotta get to bed. But we can get started with Jamie Lynn Horth versus Vanessa Dumopoulos. Man, I kind of forgot. I honestly kind of forgot how I felt about both of these fighters after rewatching their fights. I'll say though, right now, I'll say this. Just looking at the records, I'm not gonna pick Vanessa Dumopoulos. I mean, 11-7. It's just embarrassing. Jamie Lynn Horth, they both lost their last fight. That's all right. I'm gonna go with Jamie Lynn Horth. Why though? Why am I gonna go with Jamie Lynn Horth? I don't know. She's not 11-7. That's why. Moving on. Philip Rowe versus Ainge Lusa. Philip Rowe has a really good frame for this welterweight division. He's tall, long, rangy. Has a strong piston right hand. He does a lot better at range, and he struggles a lot in the pocket, which is where Lusa can have some success on the feet. Because Ainge Lusa is very strong. He's a powerful puncher. He has mid-striking, so I really see Phil Rowe kind of dominating on the feet for the most part. But if Ainge Lusa can break that gap, get in the pocket, he could probably do some good work there. But I do see Phil Rowe keeping Ainge Lusa on the end of his punches for the most part. Phil Rowe also likes to throw leg kicks, so that could really slow down Ainge Lusa, who does slow down a lot in fights. The second and third round, you usually see Lusa kind of slow down and stuff like that. Lusa's a really good grappler. He has good takedowns, and he's very strong, but I don't know. Phil Rowe might be able to defend those takedowns. So I'm gonna go with Phil Rowe, 29-28. I think that's a pretty easy pick there. Moving on to Ricky Simone and Cameron Smotherman. Now I had Charles Jourdain winning this fight. I had Charles Jourdain beating Ricky Simone, mostly because of the finishing potential he has, and I think that Ricky Simone is he's finishable. He is finishable, but Charles Jourdain pulled out, unfortunately, the first pullout of his entire career, I believe. Cameron Smotherman steps in short notice, very ballsy, against someone like Ricky Simone, who is very powerful. He hits very fucking hard. I'm a bit tired, so don't mind me, but I'm going to go with Ricky Simone in this new matchup against Cameron Smotherman. Before I say something stupid, I do want to fact check something. Because whenever someone steps up on short notice like this, I always really consider the possibility of them getting finished. He has been KO'd twice. He has. He was KO'd in the Dana White Contender Series by whoever the fuck that is, and finished by Carlos. I don't know who that is. Man, do I take a knockout here for Ricky Simone? I'm going to. I'm gonna trust the preparation of Ricky Simone, and I'm gonna trust that he capitalizes on the short notice, step in and knocks out Cameron Smotherman in round one. I'm going to say round one. Round one knockout for Ricky Simone. Cameron Smotherman's good, he is, but, you know, what is this, like a 4-day notice or something? Man, that's tough. That is tough to get over. So I am going to be going with him. Cody Durden versus Jose Ochoa. I'm going to take Jose Ochoa in this matchup. I think this is going to be... well, what are the odds? Is Cody Durden really the underdog? I mean, I guess. I thought he'd be the favorite, but I guess not. But Jose Ochoa is very composed, cool, calm, collected. You can just see it in his face every time he's out there. He's like I've kind of gathered that he's like a defense-based fighter. He likes to counter shot and wait for his opponents to go first. And he has really good defense. But he can take a shot, man. Jose Ochoa has a really good chin. His fight against Loner Kavanaugh really showed that, because Loner was landing some crazy shots that I think would KO Cody Durden. You know? Because Cody Durden has a really inconsistent chin, in my opinion. It's just, you know... I mean, it's an iffy chin, but he has respectable heart. He's like a Jared Cannonier a little bit. Like, Cody Durden can get dropped, but he is hard to completely finish and put away. I don't know if Jared Cannonier is even a good example. Maybe I'm stupid, but yeah. But like Cody Durden was like, he was dropped by Tagir Ulanbekov. I'm sorry, but I think that's very embarrassing. I don't really rate Tagir Ulanbekov as like a striker. Jose Ochoa is a pretty technical striker. He is a better striker than Cody Durden, I would imagine. Because, I mean, Cody Durden's striking is pretty hit or miss for me. I mean, he goes out there and he gets, like, completely mollywopped both on the feet and on the ground by Tagir Ulanbekov. And then he goes in there and he looks really good on the feet against, like, Bruno Silva, who I think is a better striker than Tagir Ulanbekov. So it's, like, hit or miss striking with him. You never know what you're going to get. If his striking is going to be terrible or if it's going to be good. You know? And Cody Durden's not that fast. Whereas I feel like Jose is really fast. He has fast hands, fast kicks. He mixes up his strikes as well. Inconsistent power as well for Cody Durden. I've seen him hurt guys, but then I've seen guys eat his shots like it's nothing. Cody Durden is just a really inconsistent hit or miss fighter. You don't know what you're going to get. He does love a high pace. He fights at a high pace. Jose Ochoa can really slow down his pace, I think, with his defense and his counter striking. Peru doesn't really have a lot of good fighters, but I think he's up there with some of the best they got. Who's that other Peruvian fighter that is like really awful? Fought Dan Hooker. I don't know if I'm going to remember, but he loves to just go for heel hooks all fight long without attempting to strike. But yeah, I'm going to go with Jose Ochoa by TKO here, round 3. Round 3 TKO. I think because Jose can grapple too. And I know Cody Durden's like a grappling-based fighter. Jose can grapple as well. He'll probably get taken down, but he's going to get back up. He will, and he's going to put it on Cody Durden. So, I'm going to go with Jose Ochoa by round 3 TKO. Here we go. My boy Malcolm Wellmaker versus Chris Moutinho. They really brought Chris Moutinho back to be a punching bag for Malcolm Wellmaker. Chris Moutinho's a punching bag. Let's just be honest. Keep it what it is. I know we like Chris Moutinho. He's a cool guy, but he's a punching bag. And Malcolm Wellmaker is going to beat the shit out of him. Round 1 KO. Cold. You know? Round 1 cold KO for Malcolm Wellmaker in this fight. Within 2 minutes or something, probably, I would imagine. There's not much I got to break down here. Malcolm Wellmaker is incredible. He's a really good striker. His right hand is nasty. That's his main weapon. He's very quick, powerful, 9-0. Chris Moutinho 9-6. I mean, come on. I mean, do I really have to sit here and explain to you why Malcolm Wellmaker is going to win this fight? I don't think so. Chris Moutinho's got no shot. Michael Chiesa versus Court McGee. I went back and forth with this one a lot, and I want to explain why. I know Court McGee loses a lot, but I want to point out that, like, Michael Chiesa's not going to do that to him. Michael Chiesa's not going to KO him on the feet like Jeremiah Wells. You know, he's not going to... Court McGee lost to... Don't tell me you lost to Brandon Morono, please. If he lost to Brandon Morono, I don't know if I can pick him. Because Brandon Morono he doesn't do anything good. He doesn't do anything well. Please, Court, tell me you didn't lose to Brandon Morono. You did lose to Alex Morono. I said Brandon. I meant Alex. But it's Michael Chiesa, man. Michael Chiesa is not good. Michael Chiesa cannot strike at all. He is like the most submittable grappler in history. But he beat Max Griffin. It's not a good win. Beat Tony Ferguson. Not a good win. Subbed by Kevin Holland. Man, I don't know, dude. I don't know who to pick here. Do I have... I don't think I wrote any notes for this. I didn't. It's alright. It's alright. I'm going to go with Court McGee, man. I know they're both shit, but I can't bring myself to pick Michael Chiesa in a fist fight. I can't do it. If any of these two are going to get a knockout on the feet, it's going to be Court McGee because he hits harder. He's probably a better striker. Court McGee's strong, though, so I don't know if Michael Chiesa's soy ass is going to be able to get him down and submit him. I'm going Court McGee by decision. Court McGee by decision, 29-28. That's what I'm going with. Paul Craig versus Rodolfo Bellato. I would love to see a Paul Craig win. I like Paul Craig a lot. I think he's very cool. And I do like his fight style. Because there's always like a finish, you know. Whether it's him getting his ass beat and KO'd or him getting his ass beat, dropped, and then finding a Hail Mary submission. I am gonna go with Rodolfo Bellato though, because he's just more well-rounded than Paul Craig is. Paul Craig can't strike. Lost a 3-round striking battle to Bo Nickel. That's embarrassing. Rodolfo Bellato does have his only 2 losses are to Vitor Belfort. I said Vitor Belfort. I'm tired. Vitor Petrino, which are starting to age really poorly. Because he got submitted by Anthony Smith, which, oh man, that's embarrassing. Because honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, I would take Paul Craig to beat Anthony Smith right now. So that's just embarrassing for Vitor Petrino to have that loss, and for Rodolfo to have that loss to Vitor twice. But Rodolfo Bellato loves submissions off the bottom, but I don't know if I see him being on the bottom here, because Paul Craig is the bottom guy here, and I think Rodolfo Bellato is the better offensive grappler and wrestler. Rodolfo Bellato is a bit slow on the feet. His movement's slow, his punches are slow, but Paul Craig isn't fast either, and he doesn't have the power to really punish Bellato for being slow. So they both got really good BJJ. Paul Craig's maybe a bit better, but the overall grappling of Bellato is probably going to shine. Bellato doesn't have good striking defense, but again, I don't think it matters against Paul Craig. I mean, Paul Craig's just not going to piece you up, you know? Bellato's a better offensive striker in this matchup with respectable power, so he's probably going to put Paul Craig out cold. I'm going to go with Rodolfo Bellato by round 2 KO. You know? I just don't know if you can convince me that Paul Craig can win a fight in 2025. I think I got to see it first. So, it is what it is, right? Man. what I would do to see a Bear Jew win in 2025, right? Alonzo Menifield and Omar Sy. I am happy and I am excited about this pick because I am going to be picking a plus 500 underdog here in Alonzo Menifield, man. I am 100% going to be picking Alonzo Menifield, and I'm pretty confident here. Alonzo Menifield is a very powerful striker, and he's a decent striker. I think he's a better striker than Omar Sy. Omar Sy is a grappler. He's going to be grappling, but if you guys do not know, Alonzo Menifield is a really, really, really good defensive grappler. It's his defensive grappling is probably the best part of his game. It's probably the best thing he does. And I already think that Alonzo is a better striker than Omar Sy. I have a lot of notes on this, though, so let's get through them. Alonzo Menifield, powerful striker, great defensive grappling. He's a decent striker himself. And I said he's good at landing massive shots. Now, what I mean by that is Alonzo Menifield isn't the best at winning the minutes. He's not a minute winner. He usually is behind in the minutes. But there's something about Alonzo Menifield when it comes to in the middle of rounds, just landing one amazingly placed shot that is so hard. Usually, more times than not, that shot puts his opponent down or finishes them. And one really good example of that is his fight with Dustin Jacoby. I actually didn't rewatch that fight in the lead up to this prediction, but if my memory serves me right, Dustin Jacoby was winning the minutes, but Alonzo Menifield was just able to just be patient, and when he wanted to lands that perfect, powerful shot that hurt or dropped Jacoby whenever he wanted. That's why he won that fight. But man, let me just check something real quick. I know that Alonzo Menifield gets KO'd, though. KO'd immediately against Carlos Ulberg. I think Carlos Ulberg would also knock out Umar Sy in the first round. KO'd by Azamat Murzakanov. It's Azamat Murzakanov. He would destroy Omar Sy, right? Who did he just beat as well? Alonzo Menifield beat some... Didn't he just beat an undefeated guy? Hold on. Is he about to take 2 O's in a row? He did. He took Julius Walker's O. Yeah, I'm going with Omar Sy. Or, no. I'm going with Alonzo Menifield. What am I talking about? Omar Sy is a grappler, and he himself does hit hard. And he's dangerous with all limbs, but, I just think Alonzo is a bit better on the feet. A plus 500 underdog is insane, bro. I think this is a really good matchup for Alonzo Menifield, man. Omar Sy's got really good takedowns, but again, you don't really wrestle Alonzo Menifield, And Omar Sy's a bit slow, I think. Striking technique, not great, Good leg kicks, and I'm not impressed by his Jung Do-woon win. I'm not. I didn't think that was a good performance by Omar Sy. I think that Alonzo Menifield would get Jung out of there, I will say, though, Omar Sy's striking is better in hectic pocket exchanges than at range, where at range I think Alonzo Menifield's going to have the advantage. So if I'm Omar Sy, I think I gotta get in there, get in that pocket, throw crazy, and try to slip in a takedown as you're throwing, but I don't think it'll work. I think Alonzo Menifield is going to knock Omar Sy out badly. I think this is going to be the worst knockout on the card. I like to dig myself a hole sometimes when I'm making predictions. It makes it fun. I think I'm very confident in Alonzo Menifield here. So I'm gonna go with Alonzo Menifield by very disgustingly brutal KO. This will not be a TKO, folks. This will be a cold, clean KO by Alonzo Menifield in round 2. Round 2. Okay. Mansoor Abdul Malik versus Cody Brundage. I will be going with man, come on. I will be going with Mansoor Abdul Malik here. I don't really know if I have to explain this one. It's Cody Brundage. Easily finishable, Cody Brundage is. And Mansoor Abdul Malik is massive, dude. He's huge. He throws pretty wild too. He can lose some scrambles, so I can see Cody Brundage out scrambling him. But then he's not as strong. Mansoor Abdul Malik is much stronger than Cody Brundage. Mansoor has crazy forward pressure. He doesn't like to go backwards, and he hits really hard, harder than Cody Brundage does. And Cody Brundage is a bit of a quitter, isn't he? And especially with the finishing instincts and tendencies of Malik, I think he's going to finish Cody Brundage here with some ground and pound. I think he's going to drop Cody Brundage and get on top and ground and pound TKO him. Because Mansoor is really hard to grapple. He's really hard to grapple because he's got a really strong base. He's really strong. He's a good grappler himself. And Cody Brundage is, when stuff doesn't go his way, which it never does, he just kind of gives up on himself, dude. They both won the last fight. Who did Cody Brundage beat in the last fight? Was it Zachary Reese? Was it a slam KO against Zachary Reese? Let me just fact check that real quick because I don't want to look stupid. It was no, it was not. He TKO'd Julian Marquez. Julian Marquez, man. Julian Marquez is awful, man. He's awful. I'm going with Mansoor Abdul Malik here. Round 1. Knockdown, get on top, ground and pound finish. Cody Garbrandt versus Raoni Barcelos. I made a short on YouTube because Cody Brundage is my... Cody Brundage. No, not Cody Brundage. Cody Garbrandt is my underdog of the week. I think it's ridiculous. He's the underdog here. Cody Garbrandt is, in my opinion, the fastest. He has the fastest hands in UFC history. He has power with those hands. He is a really good striker. I think on the feet, this is going to be a night and day difference for Cody Garbrandt on the feet here. Raoni Barcelos is going to have nothing on the feet. And his grappling isn't going to work because I think a lot of people tend to forget that Cody Garbrandt is an amazing wrestler. I see a lot of people act like Cody Garbrandt cannot grapple, and that's insane to me. Cody Garbrandt has consistently, over the course of his career, shown really good grappling. And I think he'll be able to... He might get taken down a few times, but he'll get back up. He'll start stuffing takedowns, and he'll find a knockout on Raoni Barcelos, round 2. Raoni Barcelos. And I'm going to say this. I know he had a really impressive performance and win against Peyton Talbot, who I actually do rate highly and still. I just think he's young and inexperienced. Cody is not young and inexperienced. So I will be going with Cody Garbrandt here. Bit of a yawn there. Don't mind me. I think there was another point I wanted to make. Fuck it. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Cody Garbrandt is going to knock out Raoni Barcelos in round 2. That's all there is to it. Okay. Edmund Shabazian versus Andre Petroski. I'm going Edmund Shabazian. Because I mean, let's keep it real. Andre Petroski might be the worst fighter on this card. Let me fact check real quick. I think he might be the worst fighter on this card. Andre Petroski is terrible. He's a good grappler, to be fair to him. He has some good submissions, but like on the feet, it's just like he's like a lost dog. I mean, that KO, that hip KO, the hip KO loss. Does Andre Petroski have a Soviet Union tattoo right here? Is that what that is? Okay. I know I'm not tripping. Where the fuck is Andre Petroski from? This video is already going to be a bit longer than I want because I'm fact checking a lot of stuff. But I mean, what is Andre Petroski doing with it? Am I tripping? Is there something I don't know? Andre Petroski is from... Andre Petroski is from Pennsylvania. Forget it. Yeah, Edmund Shabazian by round 1 KO easy. Easy work. It's gonna be just like Edmund's last fight against why can't I remember these names off the top of my head? I can when I'm not recording a video, but I record a video and I can't remember anything at all. It's some decorated grappler who has like some bullshit credentials. Dylan Budka. He's awful. But Dylan Budka is probably better than Andre Petroski, so early round 1 KO for Edmund Shabazian. He's just better. He's a really good striker. Bit of a shitty grappler, but I don't think it's going to matter here. Rose Namajunas. We move on to the co-main event with Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick. I don't know, dude. I do know. I'm going Rose Namajunas. Miranda Maverick is cool. She's a pretty talented fighter, but I mean, it's Rose Namajunas, man. You know. Wow. Miranda Maverick has more fights than Rose Namajunas. Man, I don't know, my math is terrible. But I think she does. I'm gonna go with Rose Namajunas. I'm gonna actually take Rose Namajunas by finish, by knockout. I just feel like we're due for like a really good Rose Namajunas performance, and Miranda Maverick, although she is pretty talented herself, Miranda Maverick is like not capable of like harming another human being. And she's a grappler, and I don't think her grappling is just going to work on Rose Namajunas for real. Rose Namajunas is a way better striker. Probably got better jiu-jitsu as well. I just think she's going to beat up on Miranda Maverick. Round 3 TKO for Rose Namajunas. I mean, Miranda Maverick is decent, but Rose Namajunas is just different level, you know? She's just different level. She's Rose Namajunas, you know? I don't really know if I gotta say too much more. We move on to the main event. Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley. I think everyone's going Joaquin Buckley here, man. Joaquin Buckley is like the perfect anti-grappler. He is every grappler's nightmare matchup. I do not think there is a single grappler in the welterweight division that beats Joaquin Buckley. I will pick Joaquin Buckley over Usman. I'll pick him over Bilal. I'll pick him over Shavkat. I'll pick him over Sean Brady. I don't think there's a single grappler that can beat Joaquin Buckley. Because every grappler, everyone who has grappling as their main discipline will be outstriked by Joaquin Buckley on the feet. And they're not going to effectively grapple Joaquin Buckley. That's how you perfectly put a Joaquin Buckley versus a grappler matchup. Kamaru Usman is a grappler, an older grappler whose body is breaking down, chin is deteriorating, work ethic and work rate is deteriorating. Kamaru Usman is good. He will always be good, and he will always have a decent shot at winning. But Joaquin Buckley's going to win. He's going to knock Kamaru Usman out. But Kamaru's pretty tough. He's got heart. He'll probably last. I'll go round 3 TKO. I've always thought that Colby Covington is a tougher fighter than Kamaru Usman, though. Like, I've always believed it's easier to KO Usman than Colby Covington. And Joaquin Buckley could not KO Colby Covington. But I think he will KO Kamaru Usman. This is bigger for Buckley than the Colby fight. He's in a main event in Atlanta against a former undisputed world champion. This is Joaquin Buckley's time. I'm going to be honest, I see superstar potential in Joaquin Buckley with the way that he fights and the way that he carries himself, like online and on the mic. I see genuine superstar potential for Joaquin Buckley. And I think Joaquin Buckley's going to take this by knockout, and I think it's going to really boost his superstardom. I think it's going to be huge for him. The biggest night of his entire professional career for Joaquin Buckley this weekend. He's going to beat the hell out of Kamaru Usman. I will say, though, I have a weird feeling that the very rare moments that Kamaru Usman does have Joaquin Buckley down on his back on the ground, I just have a feeling Kamaru Usman has been drilling them, and I have a feeling we are going to get some submission attempts from Kamaru Usman here. Some real, genuine submission attempts. They're not going to get close. They're not going to submit Joaquin Buckley. But one of the main criticisms over Kamaru Usman's entire career was his lack of jiu-jitsu, his lack of submissions. He used to be able to dominate anybody with his grappling, but he wouldn't submit him, you know? So, but yes, enough yapping. Joaquin Buckley, round 3 KO over Kamaru Usman. It is 2:01 a.m. now. I tried to wrap this up as quick as I possibly could. This is going to be like a 35-minute video. Usually I want to make them a bit longer because I want to go really in depth, and because I do research for these cards, you know? I work a full-time 9-to-5 job, and it's nothing too crazy. All I do is clean and test medical supplies for a medical company. And while I'm doing that, I'm back in the warehouse alone. I have my phone set up, and while I clean and test these machines and console chairs and stuff, I watch fights, and I really try to pay attention and break it down and write notes, and because I want to see how good I can get at at predicting stuff. I'm curious. So I really do try hard to predict these cards, and yeah. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching and seeing my thoughts. Hopefully, for the last card I did, UFC 316, for the last card, I got 10 out of 13 fights, I believe, correct? Or 11 out of 13, something like that. So pretty good. It was like a 70-something% prediction rate for the card. This one's hopefully going to be better, hopefully. Now, that is it for this video. Appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see y'all after the fights with my results video.